Every song carries a message. There's a reason why the lyrics were chosen. There's a reason why the music was composed or produced to complement the words or the pictures. But deeper still, there's a story behind why the producer, the artist, the singer, the songwriter crafted their music to share with you. So that being said, welcome to the story behind the music. Hi, my name is Judith Denton, and I'm a singer, songwriter, social entrepreneur, and also a motivational speaker. I was upset. I mean, really upset. I was vexed, as some would say. I was upset with life. I was upset with the people around me. And I was really upset with church and church life, getting caught up in that. And I was really upset. And I was saying to God and saying to myself, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going back to church. I'm going to just stay at home, watch TV. I think back then it was 1998, and I don't think you could stream any services apart from watching songs of praise. But I was content in just saying, you know what, God, I'm done. Don't want to be a part of, the church culture or be around certain people anymore. And I remember I was at home and I was living in Bristol at the time, and I had my own flat. And I began to talk to God about how I was upset with everything. I mean, it was like a conversation with God about how I was feeling. And I was just really going for it and saying, God, I don't like this and I don't like this. And how could you allow this to happen? And I'm not happy with this. And what are you going to do about it? What change are you going to make in my life? And how is things going to change? And this went on for ages. And then I could feel that I wasn't calming down. I was still getting out how angry I was at life. And when I'm upset, there's one thing that I do. I clean. So I began to clean my flat, and it wasn't a very big flat, but I was doing a deep clean as well as I was talking to God, I was wiping down the skirting boards and hoovering at the same time. Gosh, to remember how I was back then. And then I felt like I didn't have any more words to say, and because I grew up in church and was on the praise and worship team, I sang every single praise and worship song that came to my mind. So I was singing and cleaning, just singing and cleaning. And that was it. And it just carried on, just singing and cleaning. And remember, I said my flat was very small. So I think everything was just having a very, very deep clean. And then suddenly I stopped singing and stopped cleaning. And then I heard in my heart, as your workmanship, I'm created. And then I stopped. And then I sang what I heard. And I thought to myself, wait, God, is this your answer? You're going to give me a song after I've just told you how I felt? You're actually going to give me a song? And when I said those words, it's like God's answer to me was just keep singing. And I began to sing what I was hearing. And for your glory, created for your glory. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, you're really giving me a song here. And I got a piece of paper and began to write down what I heard. And within a couple of minutes, I'd written the verse, the chorus, the second verse, and what we call the bridge. And I put the song away after I finished and just forgot about it. And that was in 1998. In 2002, little did I know that that song was going to help me through the most difficult time, I would say, of my entire life. My emotional well-being and my mental state hit ground zero, I would call it. And I felt like I'd lost everything. And through that time, because remember I said at the very beginning that I said to God, I'm not going back to church, I'm not talking to certain people. It was whilst I was going through my healing recovery in 2002, God was saying to me, you can't keep running from conflict. You can't keep running from the things that you need to set right, because I've placed you on this earth to fulfill a purpose. And if you don't sort out the stuff you're sorting out, there's no way you can fulfill it. And I need to get the glory out of your life because I've created you and placed you on this earth for a reason. And if you don't sort out the things you're sorting out, you will never fulfill the purpose and destiny that I have for you. And I remember, and as I was going through that recovery period and hearing God speak to my heart at that point, I was on my way to Bristol to resolve things that had been left undone from back in 1998. I was going to have a meeting, and my mentor was driving me in the car and we was on our way, and we were talking about, how we're going to mend things and fix things and, bring resolution and love into the meeting, because I had felt really hurt and angry back then, and now we needed to process and make sure I had my healing. And as we sat in the car, no word of life, he was sat next to me now, he would tell you the truth as well. I suddenly began to sing, for your glory, for your glory. And for those who understand this, the presence of God hit the car on the M32. He was able to drive, but we could feel the tangible presence of God confirming you're on the right track. This is for my glory. I've placed you on earth. Yeah, you're about to fulfill your purpose and your destiny because you're doing the right thing. You're going back and making things right, getting your healing, getting your deliverance, and you're moving forward. And now you're about to fulfill the purpose and destiny that I have on your life. So we got to Bristol, and again, God's presence was in the meeting. We prayed and we left, and there was reconciliation, there was healing in the room. And God was like saying, right, carry this on, carry this on. So after I left there were certain people I had to go and apologize to, have certain meetings, to settle things that I'd been carrying for so long. And then God said to me, right, you're going back to church. And I was like, okay, God, where do I go? And God led me back into his house to fulfill his purpose and his destiny for his glory. So the message that I want to leave with you as you listen to this track, we are all here for God's glory. He's created us for a purpose. And for us to fulfill that purpose, we have to make things right as we live on this earth so that we can live his purpose on this earth and not be tainted by the hurt and the anger that we feel. Because sometimes we feel we've been hard done by. But you know what? In this life, there will be ups and downs. There will be hurt along the way. But we've got to learn to forgive others and also forgive ourselves, because God forgives us. And that was the message of, for your glory. Forgive and keep moving. Live and keep moving. Love and keep moving. And God will get the credit out of all that we do. And the credit is God saying, I'm getting my glory out of your life because I've placed you on this earth for this time, for a purpose, for this reason, and you have a destiny to fulfill for his glory. So enjoy for your glory.
As your workmanship, I'm created in Jesus for good works. The road that is before me is prepared, and I will walk as your chosen and your witness, so your glory can be seen. And with all my heart I trust you, for your glory, for your glory, created for your glory, positioned for purpose, designed for destiny, for your glory, created for your glory, establish, oh awesome one, the work you've done in me. You are worthy, Abba Father. To you I give the praise, the glory, honor, and power belongs to you always. Everything you have created for your pleasure and glory. So with all I have, I'll praise you, Lord, and worship only thee. For your glory, created for your glory, positioned for purpose, designed for destiny, for your glory, created for your glory, established.